Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to have a look at JBL's latest sport earbuds, the Reflect Mini NC. They deliver a very good performance in most areas and there is improvement over the JBL Reflect Flow, which I tested more than a year ago. These buds now have active noise cancelling among other features, which might be of interest to those who are on the lookout for new workout buds. So now let's see how the JBL Reflect Mini NC perform. First and foremost, it's the design what makes a good sport earbud. And make no mistake, these buds were built to be used for physical activity. They are solidly built and everything is well thought out down to the last little detail. The buds weigh 6.9 grams each, which is rather heavy compared to some regular buds, but still not nearly as heavy as the Sony WF-SP800N or the JLab Audio Epic AirSport ANC, for example. That's roughly the same weight and size as the Bose sport earbuds. So for real workout buds with a wingtip, the weight can actually be considered low. And thanks to the same wings, the fit is very secure too, the buds will not move around in your ears and they won't get loose during a run or a workout. I had not experienced any discomfort, hot spots or rubbing while using the buds either. The honeycomb-like textured finish on the inside of the buds provides a good grip even if things get sweaty, so that helps a lot with the fit too. You get 3 different sized wings, or as JBL calls them, ear fin stabilizers, and there are 3 sets of ear tips as well in the box, so you can mix and match those to your liking. And there is the IPX7 rating, which means that you can even submerge the buds into water and they should be fine. It doesn't make the buds suitable for swimmers though, as radio waves including Bluetooth are blocked by the water, but you can rest assured that you get a pair of earbuds which is safe to be used in almost any conditions. One little extra is the fact that the logo on the outside of the buds is actually light reflective, which can help with visibility outside. So as far as the design of the buds goes, JBL really put a lot of effort into creating the perfect sport earbuds. The case is very well built too, with a solid hinge on the lid and a little loop if you want to carry the case around in your hands or hook it onto your backpack or whatever. One thing is for sure, you probably don't want to put the case into any tight pockets, as they are a bit larger than what I would consider pocketable. The magnets hold the buds inside the case safely, but you have to be careful with how you place the buds in, because even if they are just a bit off position, then the lid won't close properly and the buds will stay connected to your phone. It happened to me a couple of times before I realized what was going on. I've seen this flaw on earbuds with wingtips before, so you better make sure the buds sit in the case properly every time you put them back in. But unless you drain your batteries accidentally, the battery life is actually not too bad. You get 7 hours of playtime with the buds on a single charge, and with another 2 full charges in the case, the total battery life is around 21 hours. It's not the best I've seen, but it's more than acceptable. Your only option to recharge the case is using the USB-C port on the back, because there is no wireless charging support, which is disappointing for a price over €100 or dollars, but maybe that's not a deal breaker for most people. On to connection, we have Bluetooth 5.1 on board, which equals to quick and easy pairing, stable connection, no lag in videos and all these goodies. If you want to fine-tune your connection settings, then JBL has a headphone app in which you can toggle between 3 different smart audio modes. Normal means the most stable connection, audio mode means the best audio quality, and video mode means, yeah, you guessed it right, improved lip sync performance. I was quite happy to use audio mode all the time without having stability or lip sync issues, but JBL offers you these options regardless, so you might find them useful. We get SBC and AAC codecs for music listening, and there is the single bud mode as well for those who want or need to use only one bud at a time. Phone call quality is quite okay, voices are clear, even if a bit thin, but they are easy to understand. But let me show you what the microphones actually sound like on the JBL Reflect Mini NC. First, this is a quiet room, so that's what you can expect from the mics on the buds at home or in a quiet office. As I said, my voice sounds a bit thin, but clarity is good. And now, let's hear how the mics and the noise cancelling algorithm perform in a noisy environment. The ambient sound of a cafe is coming from the speakers behind me, and that's what your phone call would sound like if you were talking with someone while having a sip of coffee inside. The noise is filtered out exceptionally well, but it has a small negative impact on speech intelligibility as well. And just for reference, that's what the noise really sounds like through the Rode NTG5 professional shotgun microphone in front of me. This is what the microphone sounds like on the buds with some traffic noise around you. So this is the sound of the microphones on the JBL Reflect Mini NC. And in comparison, this is the sound of the Rode NTG5 microphone in front of me. And now let's talk about the touch controls. Even though the touch-sensitive panels themselves work perfectly fine in terms of responsiveness and reliability, and the functions are somewhat customizable too, I'm not happy with what's on offer here. By default, you get track controls including play, pause, skip forward and backward on the right bud, and ambient sound controls on the left. You can toggle between ANC on, ANC off and ambient modes, plus you can activate the talk-through mode, which not only turns on ambient sound, but also lowers the volume of your music or podcast to make having a conversation possible. Beside all that, you can activate your voice assistant, and of course you can also answer or reject phone calls. But there are no volume controls by default, and if you want to have volume controls, then you have to give up either the playback controls altogether or all the ambient sound controls. So it's either one complete group of controls or the other. You cannot pick a single function and assign it to a specific tapping action. I don't want to make such a big deal out of this, but why can't we choose individual commands and set up the controls the way we want to? I'm no engineer and I don't fully understand what it takes to make it work, but there are other manufacturers who found ways to cram all functions into their touch controls without such limitations. But to be fair, you can indeed customize the controls to some extent, and that means that you can have playback controls, for example, on either bud, which comes in handy in single bud mode, for example. And fortunately, the JBL Headphones app has other features as well. First, there is the EQ with both presets and custom settings. There are only 3 presets, but you can fine-tune those, and you can also create multiple custom profiles from scratch. In the settings, you can set up the timer for the auto turn-off feature, and since there is a proximity sensor on each bud, you get an autoplay pause on-off switch too. And that's great, but I noticed that sometimes the autoplay pause feature didn't work with YouTube on my phone. Never had the same problem with Tidal or Spotify or music playback in general, only with video and only sometimes. Maybe it's a software bug which can be fixed down the road. No big deal, but back to the app, you can choose between different voice assistants, there is a slider to fine-tune the active noise cancellation, and of course you can do software updates too. And last but not least, the buds can produce a loud beep if you activate the Find My Bud feature, which can help you locate your buds in case you misplace them. So it's quite a nice suite of functions after all, and other than the limited custom control options, the app is a pretty good one. Next up is ANC. We touched upon the active noise cancelling and how you can toggle between the different ambient modes before, but now let's see how the ANC actually performs. Well, it can cut off some of the low frequency rumbles of traffic noise, but it cannot really handle higher frequencies that well at all. In fact, it doesn't make that much of a difference if the ANC is turned on or off when it comes to high-pitched noises or human voices, for example. The ambient aware mode might help with letting in the surrounding noises when you are outside, but if you listen to music at higher volumes, the difference will not be that obvious at all. But there is the talk-through mode, which does not only let in ambient noise, but it also pulls down your music, so it can actually be of help in terms of having a conversation. There is a fine-tuning option for the ANC in the JBL Headphones app, which you can play with to find which setting works best for you. And it actually changes which frequencies are damped more or which ones can get through easier, so it might be worth playing around with if you want to optimize the otherwise not so good performance of the active noise cancelling. I only wish we could fine-tune the ambient and the talk-through modes the same way, because that would make the ANC feature a whole lot more flexible and useful. But as it is, the JBL Reflect Mini NC is not your best option if you want active noise cancelling on your earbuds. But when it comes to the sound quality of the buds, that's something the engineers at JBL did a good job with. Based on how bass-heavy the sound signature of the JBL Reflect Flow was, it hit me as a pleasant surprise when I heard how balanced these buds can sound in comparison. Of course, the bass still dominates the sound, but it is not as bloated or boosted as before. If there is something I don't like about the bass is that it lacks a bit of speed and that there is not much detail on offer. Mid-range has a healthy-ish presence even if vocals are a bit shy. Highs have enough details but I miss a bit of air from the presentation. Soundstage is not particularly wide and I've heard imaging with more pinpoint precision before. The buds stay composed even at full volume, there is no sign of any harshness. So it's a typical sport earbud kind of sound with much bass but without too much finesse. In conclusion, the JBL Reflect Mini NC are a capable pair of sport earbuds. Great design, secure fit, good comfort, IPX7 rating, good sound, decent phone call quality, and I found the talk-through mode useful too. But the active noise cancelling is kind of a letdown, also the battery life could be a bit better, and wireless charging would have been a nice addition too, especially for this price. But if you need a pair of robustly built sport earbuds for around 120 to 150 euros or dollars, then these JBLs can easily be recommended. Or can they? If you can find a good deal on the Sony WF-SP800N for example, which is still hard to beat when it comes to sport earbuds with ANC, I would choose those instead in a heartbeat, but that's just me. And there is the JLab Audio Epic AirSport ANC 2, which is an ear hook design, but still it's around the same price as the JBL and it offers better controls and wireless charging. True, it's not as comfortable as the JBL, but that's a matter of personal preference. If you need comfort, ANC and good sound, but you are not the sporty type, then the Soundcore Liberty Air 2 Pro, the JLab Audio Epic Air ANC or the One More ComfoBuds Pro are the ones that quickly come to mind, but there are others too. The competition is very strong as you can see, so the JBL Reflect Mini NC have a tough job to stand out. And maybe their only standout feature is their sports-specific design, which only makes them a good choice for people leading an active lifestyle. So this was my review of the JBL Reflect Mini NC True Wireless Sport Earbuds. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, ask away in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, see you guys the next time.